guys, today I am back to film the princess tag video. This was requested. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little hard for me to do because I don't have a ton of luxury products, but I am going based off of Tati's video, and if I understand correctly, she's the one that created this tag. Hers was the first one that popped up when I searched princess tag. So I'm just gonna go down the list. First on her list is your favorite luxury foundation. So before a couple weeks ago, I probably would say I didn't really have a favorite high-end foundation besides the Too Faced Born This Way. Again, that is holy grail. I love that foundation. It was really hard for me to pick one, so I do kind of have three. The first one being the Too Faced Born This Way foundation because it's amazing. It's so lightweight, beautiful coverage. Just everything about this to me just seems very high-end. The frosted glass bottle, the pretty gold writing. It actually has a pump, which is always a plus. So everything about this to me is just wonderful. They did increase their shade range too, so that is another huge plus for me because before it just didn't match, which this is the shade Ivory. I do need to pick up, I think it's Snow. I think that's the one I need to pick up. But that is one of my favorite high-end foundations. Otherwise, like I said, I do have two more options. The other one is the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. Again, packaging is just so beautiful and pretty, and just to me it seems very high-end. It has a nice pump. It's kind of a unique pump because it's actually flat, so you actually do have to physically push it down into the bottle to get it to come out. But it's wonderful. Nice full coverage. Not super lightweight, but it's not super cakey and heavy, at least on me. I don't have any problems with that. So the other one is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. This is just the coolest foundation I have ever used. It is just a simple, stick. It doesn't really look like anything super cool or unique. I mean, stick foundations have been around for a while. But you wipe this on your face and then you take a brush and you blend it out, and it blends like a dream. Just so easy to blend out. It's just such minimal amount of blending needed, really. And then the whole thing is once you have it all blended out, it feels like you have nothing on your skin, which I think is really cool. I love it because it's very quick, and especially lately I've just been into lighter weight foundations. So this has just been really, really nice because it gives you very, very full coverage, but it is so super lightweight and it feels like you have nothing on. So that has been another favorite of mine. Next, she has concealers. My absolute holy grail is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I love everything about this. The doe foot applicator, the consistency of it, the color, just everything about this is perfection. It has really nice coverage. There pretty much are no cons for me with this. Except for maybe the price, because I think it is like $28 and that's quite pricey in my opinion. But there is just no cons to this at all. I do like the new Makeup Forever HD concealer as well, but I don't really like the squeezy tube concealers. You do get a lot more product in them, and you do get a lot more use out of them, I feel like, than you do with this, but I prefer this doe foot applicator over that. So that is why this one is my absolute favorite high-end concealer. Next is, let me see. She has powders. I don't have any high-end powders that I love or that I found that I really feel like are worth the splurge. So Tati did say, if you don't have something in this category, just mention something you've wanted to try. I would say the Hourglass powders are maybe something I've wanting to try. The only thing is they're kind of highlighters, but I have seen a couple where people are like, oh, you can actually use this one all over the face because the shimmer in it is so minimal. The only other powder I have, and I have the It Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. So if you want, you could really say that is my favorite high-end powder, but it's powder foundation, so I'm thinking more along the lines of like a favorite setting powder, whereas that's a powder foundation, and I don't know, I would have just included that in the foundation category. But you could say it's a favorite high-end powder. Next is bronzer. I have to say Too Faced. They just, in my opinion, do the best with bronzers. This is the Cocoa Contour palette, so it's not any of the individual bronzers, but I mean, the cocoa shades in here are basically bronzers. You can see this one here is a little bit cooler toned, this one appears a little warmer, but I mean, bronzers, contour shades, there's not a whole lot of difference. I know a lot of people like their contour shades cooler toned and stuff, but I just think with bronzers, Too Faced is just the best. They are so blendable. They smell like chocolate if you get the chocolate smelling ones. I have no complaints. Just so blendable, so nice. I don't overdo it with them. They're never splotchy or anything, so I just love those. Those are my favorite bronzers. Next is blush. Blush, it's this particular color. I don't think I've found a high-end blush that I really, really love. I have an older Kat Von D one, and I really like the formula of it, but the color is so pigmented that I don't wear it very often, so I'm just kind of like, that's not really maybe a favorite so much. But this is the Tarte Tartelette blush in Celebrated. It just gives your skin this beautiful glow. I'm really fair and it does that, so I'm not sure if you're darker, if it would work fantastic for darker skin tones, just because it is really, really light. I think a lot of people look at it and they just dismiss it and like it's going to look really ashy, but I think if you have fair to light, maybe on the lighter end of medium too, this might work really well for you. But it's just a really nice, like peachy, kind of glowy blush. Even though it has no shimmer in it, it's matte, it just wakes up my skin, makes me look a little bit more alive and healthy. So I do really, really love this. This is something I always reach for, no matter what eye makeup look I'm doing, no matter what makeup I'm doing in general. It just is something I always reach for. Next is highlighter, I believe. Yes. So I have to say Becca. Becca is just, in my opinion, the best for highlighters. This is the one in Champagne Pop, but I have been kind of thinking about getting Pearl too, because that one is really, really pretty. But they're just the best, in my opinion, for high-end highlighters. I think most people would agree. They're just so buttery. Like, that's just one little swipe across the product, and it's just so buttery, so pigmented. This particular one is Champagne Pop, and it can kind of enhance my pores a little bit. However, if I just spray like a setting spray afterwards, I feel like it does really help with that, which is kind of weird because this powder is not powdery at all. It just seems like it melts into the skin a little bit better with like a setting spray. I don't know, it's stunning. It's really pretty as an eyeshadow even too. There's a swatch of it on the back of my hand, but they just have the best formula, I think, for high-end highlighters. I haven't found anything else that like, I guess, wows me as much, as like as creamy or as pigmented or looks as nice. So that one is Champagne Pop. Next, I believe, is eyeshadow. Let me check. Yes, eyeshadow. So in addition to the Kat Von D Thunderstruck Metal Crush eyeshadow that I talk about all the time, and how buttery and smooth and pigmented and just how wonderful that one is, I decided to throw another one kind of in here because you guys already know about that one. I talk about it in my favorites quite a bit. So this is the Stila eyeshadow in Kitten. This too is just another like kind of must-have for me. Like, I just love this. It's so, I mean, just buttery almost isn't even the right word because it is so creamy and just wonderful. It's so pigmented. This makes a beautiful face highlighter as long as eyeshadow. It's just wonderful. Everything about this shadow is amazing. Like, do you see how pigmented that is? It's super, super gorgeous. Looks great on all skin tones. It's Stila's like best-selling eyeshadow, and that's obviously for a very good reason because it is so wonderful. But I will never not have this eyeshadow because I love it. So next is eyeliner. Eyeliner was a little tricky for me because I do have a ton of Urban Decay ones. I have some Mally ones. They're nice and I do really love them, but I don't know. I don't know if I would include them in like a favorite luxury video just because even though I love them, they're, I don't think, quite my favorite. So this is the Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner in Perfect Black. This is just a little sample size. I have not used it a lot because I have been using my Mally and Urban Decay, trying to kind of work through those a little bit more. But this is probably the best eyeliner I have ever used. I'm just going to swatch it here. That was just one quick, like that. Look at how black that is. It's so black. It's so creamy. Like, I mean, you can just literally lightly touch your skin and it just is so black and creamy and wonderful. again, I could just say creamy and wonderful all day because that's pretty much what describes most of these products. But I haven't got to test out the waterproof aspect of it, so that is kind of one thing about this, is I just haven't really got to test it out. But from the other times I've worn it, it's just, I think it's probably going to be my holy grail eyeliner. I just need to get through some of the other ones first. So, in love with that. Next is, let me see, mascara. I don't have my favorite high-end mascara. There are two. I'm going to mention them both. The first one is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. That is just, I don't know. That mascara is just wonderful. Everything about it, I love. The packaging, it's got that pretty fancy like pink metal packaging, and it just feels nice and luxurious. And then, you know, the wand is like the hourglass shape, which I've always personally really liked that hourglass shape. I feel like it really pushes up my lashes a lot and just gives it a lot of volume and length. So I love that one. The other one is the Dior Show OverCurl, I believe. I had that one a really long time ago, and I've been meaning to repurchase pretty much ever since I had to throw away my sample. I just never really get around to it because I always have so many mascaras, samples, and whatnot. But that one too is just wonderful. I don't think anything has made my lashes look as long as that mascara does. It's, like I've had people ask me if I had false eyelashes on with that mascara, so I always think about that one whenever I'm like, man, I really want some really long lashes. That one always comes to mind, and it's always a favorite. Again, packaging with that is beautiful because of course it's Dior, so it's going to be fantastic. But I really do love that one. Next is, let's see, lip liner. I don't own any currently, any high-end lip liners, but from just, you know, being at work and stuff, two of my favorites are the Urban Decay lip liners. They're the same formulation as their eyeliners, so if you like the eyeliners, they're the same formula for their lip liners. They're nice and creamy. I think they wear really well on the lips. The other one I like is the It Cosmetics. They have the Your Lips But Better lip liners. Same thing, really creamy, very long lasting, and they do kind of match up with like the lipsticks and stuff, so that is nice too. Lip gloss. Lip gloss I kind of had to think about because I'm like, I haven't really been into lip gloss in this last like year or two. And I was kind of thinking the Urban Decay ones, but I realized that those aren't really, I don't know, they're not quite a favorite for me just because there are some things kind of holding them back. So just looking through my lips stuff, I kind of found these, and I'm like, of course, why did I not think of these sooner? These are the Lorac Alter Ego lip glosses. These are, in my opinion, the best lip glosses I've ever used, next to the NYX Butter Glosses, because I feel like these are very similar. They are very creamy, and they are more long lasting, I think, than the Butter Glosses. I feel like these do last quite a bit longer on my lips than the Butter Glosses do. So that is kind of a perk. These are definitely more opaque too, which is wonderful. So I love everything about them. They smell nice. The packaging is pretty nice. It's a little simplistic, but I do think it is really nice with like the gunmetal colored cap and everything. The color selection with these two is wonderful. There are so many different colors. I love everything about them. They have a really sweet cake smell, or kind of, I don't know, vanilla smell. I think it smells really sweet like cake, but some people have said it's a vanilla scent. I just think it really smells like frosting or cake, something really, really sweet. So those are my favorite lip glosses. Next is lipsticks. And I kind of chose two because I think, yeah, Tati did this video a few years ago, and liquid lipsticks weren't really as big then as they are now. So I did a favorite liquid lipstick and a favorite traditional lipstick. Favorite liquid lipsticks, I have to give it to Kat Von D. Like, this, I don't think I own this many lipsticks from any company besides NYX. This is like the most I own. Otherwise it's like, you know, I own like 2 Urban Decay ones and, you know, like 5 Maybelline ones or whatever. But it's like, look at all of these Kat Von D ones. And these weren't even all of them. These were just the ones that I could find. But I think that they apply wonderfully. They are very, very long lasting. They're the longest lasting lipstick that I've ever used. I mean, I'm even considering using this for like my wedding day and stuff, just because I'm like, it's so long lasting and I know I won't have to worry about it or fuss with it. My boyfriend won't have to worry about, you know, transfer and that kind of thing, which is really nice. And the color selection again is wonderful. There are so many fun colors, wearable colors, just everything in between. So I love everything about these. Again, packaging, the product inside is wonderful. Just everything is fantastic about them. So onto my more traditional lipstick. This took me a lot of time and I had to really think about it because I do own a lot of drugstore ones. I have, you know, Maybelline, NYX. I can't think of any more right now, but I think I just have a ton of NYX. So I don't feel like I own a ton of high-end lipsticks because I have so many NYX ones. But the formula to me that just stood out as being the best is the Too Faced La Crème lipsticks. I have full-size one and I have a little baby one. This one is in the color Sugar Daddy. It's just like a kind of brownie peach color with gold glitter in it. It's beautiful. They have kind of launched some new colors and they all have micro glitters in them, which is nice. The formula is still really good, but I think that the regular La Crèmes are a little bit more favorite for me formula wise because they are just so creamy, like the name says, La Crème. So it looks like this, and then of course, you know, once you start to swatch it, it just like, mine just even melted a little bit, but like you can see it just like melts and it just becomes so creamy and wonderful. This color here is Naked Dolly. So formula wise, these ones hands down win. They're just beautiful and so luxurious feeling on your lips, and again, just everything's wonderful. I love the packaging. So that's favorite lipstick. Let's see. Next is brow products. So again, I have to kind of give this to Anastasia. I know Tati did in her video too, but they're just the best for brow products. I feel like difficult brows, easy to maintain brows, everybody finds something from Anastasia that they like. Mine personally is the Dip Brow or the Brow Wiz. I think those are both really, really fantastic products. I know some people though, they really love the powders. The brow gels are pretty nice. I do like the brow gels, but I do wish the spoolies were a little bit smaller because they're just really big. But, I mean, I can easily say favorite brow product is Anastasia. Then Tati also said to do a miscellaneous product. It could be anything, a candle, a bath goodie, tool, anything. I just wanted to do this because this is one thing that makes me, like she said in the video, kind of makes you feel like a princess. This is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. Every time I use this, I feel like I'm using like $100 fancy primer because it's just so beautiful. My skin looks really glowy with it. I mean, just the bottle itself is stunning. The product inside is stunning. It's just very high-end and luxurious feeling, and I just can't get over how much I love this. It even has a really pretty, like, kind of perfumey scent to it, which is kind of nice. So that is definitely something that just makes me feel like a princess when I use it, and just kind of, I don't know, makes you feel luxurious, I guess. Last, Tati did nail polish. I don't wear nail polish a lot, I guess. So I would have to say like my favorite company would be OPI for nail polishes, but that kind of goes back and forth because my mom used to be a nail technician and she has given me some of her old polishes from when she was a nail technician, and they were the older formula of OPI, and the formula is wonderful. It's very long lasting, doesn't chip. Great. However, if you buy a polish now, it just seems like the formula has changed and it's not as good. It doesn't last as long, and I just don't like it as much. So, I mean, I could say OPI is my favorite because they do really, I think, have the best color selection, but their formula, since it's changed, I just don't feel like they're as good of quality as they could be. I've tried this Sephora Formula X ones and wasn't super impressed with those either, so I just don't really have a favorite high-end polish, I guess. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.